Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great Christmas and I hope you have a happy new year. A couple of hundred of you have watched the video now, but if you haven't managed to catch it or had time to look at the website, here's a quick synopsis. There are lots of child protection issues, but by far the most pressing is to make our kids' online world as safe as humanly possible. The UK's online safety bill is due to be implemented this year, but will still leave our kids vulnerable to anonymous abusers. It will not legislate to have a proof of ID on platforms that have our children on. And for us, it simply doesn't make any sense to have anonymous people on the same platform as our children. This makes no sense to anyone that I talk to, but no matter what the reason, if the government is reluctant to regulate the big social tech firms, the parents that do want these kind of security for their kids can vote with their feet. Parents just need the options which they don't currently have at the moment, and that's one of the goals here. If one of our first goals is to secure our children's online world, technically we can do this quite easily by using having parents use their passport or national insurance information during a registration setup. It's then a matter of creating or requisitioning virtual playgrounds with this level of parent-only authentication already in place, which either means persuading the big tech guys to get on board now or to create something new. The government is obligated to make provisions for real-world playgrounds and schools when they build housing estates and and our communities develop. So why isn't this happening in the virtual world? It seems like a no-brainer. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that any government is able to keep up with the development of the internet, especially with its history, the internet's history developing with the sex industry as well. So apart from the general comments, which were always welcome, there are a couple of questions that we need to feedback on, some of which might sound a bit simplistic, but when we we have to generate numbers to take to the MP that we're seeing on January the 13th. So the first one really is the no-brainer. If you had the choice as a parent to put your kids on a platform which has proof of ID on it compared to one that doesn't, which one would you go for? It seems like a no-brainer, you would think. But if you do disagree with that, then please leave some comments. And the other question really is a little bit more protracted, and it's the way that the company that we set up would be structured compared to just a normal non-profit charity. I mean, this is a 51% parents subscriber stroke a 49% investor ownership model rather than just a pure non-profit charity. That'll be another yes or no sort of answer, but this works for the German Football League, which our FA has looked at adopting, and the structure of John Lewis has been a partnership for over 100 years. So we know this works well, different walks of life. And also having a community ownership that would naturally develop around putting your kids first, you would have thought would instinctively produce the best solutions for their own kids, so that they can safely navigate this journey from the virtual world into the real world. And although it might sound a little bit distasteful to put child abuse and investment in the same sentences, this whole mess requires some lateral thinking until we can get the government to turn the boat around. And unfortunately, although the charities do some great work, a lot of them do, obviously, there's a lot of them that are bloated and they lack teeth on the ground in the real world. So thanks to everyone. Have a happy new year. I'll post the polls after the festivities in the lead up to the meeting with the MP. And yes, hopefully we can all do something and have a great time. And I'll speak to all of you soon, hopefully.